Okay, people, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to make a paracord mummy. These things are pretty cool. Keychains or having to hang off of the back of your knife. And they're absolutely simple to make. This is made using the Cobra stitch. It's made from the Rothko 550 paracord, and it's been gutted. I'll show you how to do all of that. This is the Cobra stitch. If you saw my last video, I showed you how to make that. If it wasn't the best tutorial, let me know and I'll re-up it and make it more clear. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Let's see, we'll put this guy to the side. First thing you're gonna need is about, I'd say, maybe 5 feet of paracord. Maybe less, but I don't know. I'd rather have too much than too little, because it really sucks to not have enough when you've been, tying this knot over and over and over and over again to get your desired design, and then you get towards the end and you start running out. It really sucks. So I actually have 6 feet just in case. Anyway, I have my paracord here. I started to pull the insides out, the 7 strands of inner lining. You want to get all of that out, every last bit of it. And it's going to take a little struggle sometimes. It can be a bit stubborn because it starts to bunch up while you're taking it out. So you might have to slide your hand from one end all the way to the other end just to kind of smooth it out, so you can get it all out. And also you might want to make sure that both ends of your paracord are open. Whenever I make a cut for my roll, I burn it to make sure that the inner lining does not start to come out. It's a real pain, and it can really damage the quality of your designs. So, okay, there we go. Much easier. So that's all out now. Alrighty, just slide this here for a second. Now what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to take one of these and keep it aside. You can toss all the other stuff. Find something to do with that later. Who knows? I might get creative. It's a long night ahead of me. Anyway, I'll set that there. We're going to work with that in just a second. Now, okay, I have to get my mummy's head, or my skull, that I'm going to be working with the paracord. And these things are pretty cool. I don't know if you can really see it, but the detail on these things are pretty awesome. Let's see, I forget the name of the shop I got these from, but you can find them online. I'll list their brand in the description if you want these. I think these are really awesome. Next, I'm probably going to get some glow-in-the-dark ones just to, I don't know, just because they're cool. Anyway, you're going to take your paracord and you're going to grab it by each end. Okay, like so. Then you're going to take your string that you set aside. Okay, and you're going to thread it. Oops, I dropped it. 1 second. Alright, anyway. You're going to take that string that you set aside, that little piece of the innards, and you're going to thread it through. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Okay. You're going to want to thread it through the middle like that. Now this is basically just to be a pulley, so you can pull the gutted paracord through the top hole of the skull. Now before you do that, you absolutely want to make sure that your ends are even, so go back and double check, and mine are not, so I'm going to even those out. Alrighty. Okay, that's good enough. Now, you're going to hold it at that end to make sure you don't lose your spot. Make sure that it stays even. then you're going to take the ends of your innards and find a way to get them through the top of the mummy skull. You might have to like lick it just to, you know, make sure it like sticks together or whatever. But just find a way to get that in the top and through. I think this is honestly the most difficult part about making these things, because they're so easy to make. Okay, and there we go. So you pull that all the way through, pull that all the way through. Oops. Alright. Now, once you get to right here, you're going to take this and you're going to pull. You're just going to pull it through. Since the paracord's a little thick, it you know, it's tight to get through that hole. So use this, pull really hard. There we go. Now, this next part's important. Well, you can get rid of this now. Okay. Now, this is the part where you decide how long you want the body of this to be. So this is about 1 inch. But you also need this little loop at the bottom, so you want to add length for that as well. So I say let's make them about that long. The body will be about this long, and then the rest will be the loop, right? Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn the string, you're going to turn it this way. That way at the top of the head it kind of looks like you know, like bunny ears or something like that. See what I mean? Okay. Once you do that, you are going to bring them around the side of the head like so. And then you're just going to begin to do the cobra stitch. Now, if you are new to paracord, or you just need a refresher, I'll show you, because you know we're going to be doing this a bunch of times. So you're going to take the one on your right and you're going to fold it over top like so. See it? Okay. Then you take the one on your left and you're going to bring that behind this one, around the back, and through. Now don't worry, if you didn't get that, you can stop, rewind, or you can just keep watching, because like I said, I'm going to be doing this a ton of times. So make sure your head is straight, and then you're going to pull this really tight because you want to keep this in place. Don't worry, you can be super rough with paracord. It's not going to break. That's part of what makes it so awesome. Even when it's gutted, it's still super strong because of the weave. Alrighty. Now, if you started from the right, like you should have, then you'll notice something. On this side, on the right side now, where the cord is coming out, it's kind of coming towards you and out to the right. And on the left side, it's kind of coming out away from you and to the left. You're always going to work with the cord that is going away from you. Alright? So, that means because this one is going away from me, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to reverse the process I did on the first stitch. So now this one is going to go over the top, and the right one is going to come behind, around the back, and through. Now don't worry if you're not getting it yet, it's alright. I'm going to be doing this a bunch of times, you'll get it. Don't get frustrated. Alrighty. Now once you got it, make sure you push up a little bit to keep them all together, and then pull tight. Alright, nice and tight. It's not looking like much now, I know, but that's alright. Now, see, the right one now is the one that's kind of coming out into the back. So we're going to do that again. Do you get it now? Whichever one is facing towards the back is the one that we're going to be working with. Okay. So then make sure you push that up, pull it tight, and now this one is facing out to the back. So it's basically just alternating between right and left, right and left, right and left. If you ever need to stop and do something, like save your little brother because he's trying to drown himself in the toilet again, You can set it down and come back and you'll know exactly where you left off because of which cord is facing to the back. And then you'll know which one you need to start working with again. Alrighty. So I'm just going to zoom through these. Feel free to watch and work along. I really wish I had my black paracord to work with, but when I placed my order, I actually ordered two. I ordered just 100 feet of the red to see, to test the quality and see what it was like and the color and all that. And I ordered one of the black too, 100 feet of that. And I got my red yesterday, but then something on the invoice was messed up because it said like the black was circled, but I didn't have the black, I had the red, and there was only the one thing in there. There was supposed to be two, so I contacted the seller, and the seller was awesome. They said, well, you know what, since we messed up your order, you can either wait a week for us to, send you what you ordered, or you can have an upgrade. So I said, ooh, upgrade, that's fancy. So I went back and I looked through all of their, different styles of paracord. And of course, somebody gives you a free upgrade and you don't even ask for it. Of course, you go for the more expensive thing just to try it out, because normally I wouldn't spend my money on it, but if it's being offered, then hell yeah. So I got them to send me out 100 feet of the black paracord with reflective, with like a reflective tracer in it. So it's basically black paracord, and then there's really thin lines that run throughout the cord on the outside that is kind of like that reflective stuff, like if you have ever seen on shoes how they kind of have that weird reflection stuff that they use, or on some backpacks or things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, if I'm ever hiding out and I need some rope with me, whatever I make with that black stuff with the reflective lining is not going to be the stuff I bring with me, because obviously I might not want to be seen. But I think it's really cool from a design standpoint. So I look forward to making some really awesome stuff with that. And of course I'll be posting tutorials out when I do that. Okay. Now we're nearing the end. And I know you're probably thinking, if you're working along, like, okay, well, how come this doesn't look like this? Patience, young one. We'll get to that in a hot second, son. Alright, so, yeah, I think this is the last one that I'm going to do for this. And then I'll show you how to make it, make the body fatter to make it look like an actual body, kind of like there's somebody wrapped up under all that string. Okay. Now that we're at the end, yours should look exactly like this. There's not really much room to mess this up, but if you do, it's okay, because I mess stuff up too, even some actually especially simple stuff, so don't feel bad, it happens. But once you get it looking like this, then what we are going to do is as simple as this. We're going to flip it. And then we're going to do the same exact thing. How do you know where to start? Because we're starting from the one that is coming out and facing towards the back. Same exact thing. And we're just going to work our way back. Around, through, tie. Now, you're going to make sure on this one, the knots may not fall into place exactly perfect on their own, so you're going to have to pay special attention to your knots as you're tightening them and making sure that you're pushing them up so they look uniform. Alright, now you're just going to work your way through. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to do the first tutorial I did over when I was showing how to make a Cobra Knot survival bracelet with a plastic buckle. exactly like this one. I think it might have been a different color, but it's the exact same stitch. Actually, it's the exact same stitch that we're using for this. But I think it looks pretty cool on a bracelet. And I actually really dig this design too. It's the it's color pattern. It's the desert foliage camo. I think it looks really good. I'm not sure if the camera is doing it justice, but who knows. Anyway, we're going to just continue doing what we're doing. Uh-oh. Look at me talking. I think I might have... Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I thought I messed up. Running my mouth. Okay. And if you mess up, don't worry, because it's not a knot that when it tightens, it's so permanent that you can't just kind of pick it back out fairly easily and, start it over again. So, there we go. Alrighty. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. That way we can get to our finished product. And look, I know when you started out and you took out your 5 feet of paracord, you were probably thinking, like, wow, do I really need all of this? Oh, wait, I think I did mess up. Hold on. Alright, let me take that out. Take that out. Yes, I did mess up. Okay. Alright. Yeah. You know what? I'm pretty sure I did mess up a little bit. Hold on. That's alright. Seems I have trouble walking and chewing gum, guys. Don't hate me. Yep, that's what happened. I started my knot with the one that was coming out and facing towards me by mistake. I knew something looked odd, but the difference is kind of subtle until you get, 2 or 3 knots down, and then you notice it's wrong. So, anyway, I forget what I was talking about, but there we go. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna redo the first one I did because people want to learn stuff, and if you have a skill, even if it's not the world's most valuable skill, still, if you know something that others don't and they would like to learn it, then you should make sure that you present the tutorial to them in the clearest and easiest to understand fashion, and I did not do that. And I'm not lazy, so I'll make good on fixing that. Alrighty, anyway, we're just about done. We're going to bring this all the way up to the bottom of the skull's head. Alrighty, and you're going to want to make sure that when you're tying your knot that the cord's not really getting twisted like that, so you're just going to work that out. That way your knot stays nice and uniform. Alrighty. Look at that. I just got out of work, and instead of coming home and going to sleep, and believe me, I deserve it because I dealt with the customer from hell and their entire group of wannabes tonight. Instead of just going to bed, I actually decided I was going to come home and do a video with you guys. Because, one, this kind of, knot tying and little project work, this really does a lot to ease stress. Trust me, once you really get into it, this is a great way to kill some time. You have nothing to do, or you just get in one of those moods where you just kind of need your hands to be doing something. It's a perfect way to be productive. Alrighty. Now we're just about there. Actually, I think we are there. Yep. Okay. So, we're going to make sure that we pull this last one extra tight. And don't worry, that knot will hold. You pull it tight and it will hold there for you. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your handy dandy scissors. Okay, and you're going to cut it down pretty close. I'd say about right there is good. See that? Okay. And we're going to do the same for the second one. Now give yourself a little teeny bit of room, maybe like an 1/8 inch. That's all you really need. Make sure you have about an 1/8 inch left when you cut. Okay, nothing more, nothing less. Definitely not nothing less, because you don't want your knot to come out. Alright, now once you have that done, you're going to need to seal the lock on, excuse me, you're going to want to seal the knot on the mummy. So give me a second, I need to find a lighter so I can burn that shut. Oh, never mind. There was a lighter right next to me. Okay. Now, there's a trick to doing this. I like to use these because, you know, I don't have to worry about burning my fingers. And also, if you're using a lighter to burn paracord, be safe about it. Don't use those cheap plastic see-through lighters because you tend to need to hold the flame out for a little while, and you don't want to hold it too long in the cheap plastic ones because they'll explode in your hand and that metal piece will fly off and the spring will shoot out and maybe take out your eye or something like that. So make sure you're using like one of the solid Bics that you can't see through, or one of these like grow lighters or whatever. Okay. Now the trick to this is you want to melt the tips against the body, but you want to do it in a way where it doesn't look crappy and the red paracord doesn't turn black from being burnt. So what you're going to do is you're going to light the light and you're going to move it towards this edge until you see it start to melt a little bit, and then take it away and press it down like that with your thumb. Just tap it down, tap it down. You're going to probably need to do that 3 or 4 times until you get all the way down, and then you'll be fine. The color will still match up and your knot will be locked in place. But if you just hold it on there and wait till it like starts to bubble and melt down, it's just going to turn black, and that's going to look like really stupid. So let's get started. Alrighty. Now I might even mess this up, so you might see what I'm talking about when it comes to holding the lighter down too long. And be careful with this stuff too, because this is like plastic, almost. This, you know, it's made out of nylon. So when this stuff burns, when it starts to melt, it can drip, and it's like melted plastic. So it kind of like burns you, and it sticks to you at the same time. So it like once it burns you, it keeps burning you, and it's a real pain. So that's another reason why you don't want to hold the flame to this for too long, to avoid those hot drippings of like liquefied, scalding nylon. Okay, and that does it. Now if you look, see I melted the edge down, and it's not really too noticeable because, you know, I made sure to do it in a way that didn't change the color of the paracord. Same thing in the back. See? Alrighty. And that is pretty much it. You're just going to, you know, throw one of the hoops on here, a little clip, you put it on your keychains, and that's it. You're done. You can make these and give them to friends, parents. You know, these are pretty cool gifts to make for people. You know, and they'll be surprised when you tell them, like, yeah, I made this for you. They'll be like, oh, really? Wow, this is alright. So, you know, this is just something to know. Alright, guys. Let me see. Anything else? No, not really. Okay, if you like the video, please hit the like button. comment, subscribe if you like. I got tons more stuff coming up, and I will talk to you next time.